Good evening, dear friends. Greetings to you. Today, finally, men will have to exercise to their taste of today. Because a question has come in, dear friends, from the Twerk Federation of the Yaroslavl region. How can you increase the gluteal muscles if exercises don't help? I continually train, but see no growth in my buttocks. Aesthetic appeal and beauty are significant to us. But the gluteal muscles, they are also important to us for health. They not only give us joy to the eye, but also a certain stability of the pelvis, affect the work of the lumbar, stabilization of the lumbar spine. If there are no buttocks, 100% the lumbar will hurt. What other problems are expected? What are we doing with you on the buttocks? What are they intended for? Not only do you understand for what, but also to sit on them. When there is not enough volume of the gluteal muscles, then the load, it goes to the structures that are under it. First of all, it's the piriformis muscle, the pear-shaped muscle. It's such a lying muscle. On one side, but on the other side, they pull out the buttock at the right moment. Sisterate, double-headed. It's located underneath it. And when the buttock stops working, it is forced to strain. But it strains with such hatred in general. Forced to do so. There are those who help out, yes, with good intentions. But the pear-shaped muscle, it strains, but also does the meanness. It pinches your sciatic nerve. And the leg in this way, it may not even hurt, but gradually weakens, dries up, so to speak. The muscles on it are shrinking, because if the motor nerves are pinched, muscle weakness occurs. If the sensory nerves are affected, there can be pain, among other things. If both are affected, then there can be both pain and weakness. That's why we need the iliopsoas muscle, dear friends, also to stabilize the sacroiliac joint. The sacroiliac joint seems to be such an insignificant, unnoticed one, and it causes a lot of problems. 2 muscles are even designated to hold it. This is the iliopsoas externally and the sacroiliac internally. And when our iliopsoas stops working, the sacroiliac starts to hold it with all its might. It strains. It also has a lot of problems because of this. And if it's strained, it also starts to interfere more with the work of the iliopsoas muscles. Because when it is shortened, when we walk with you, we make successive movements with our feet on the surface of the earth of our mother. We have this twist here. These neighbors, no matter how much they try, they can't drill a hole. They drill a tunnel to settle in it forever and get concreted. In general, look, during the walk, ideally, it should stay in place during the walk. It should stay in place and the glutes should tense up. And if we have this lumbar sacral muscle shortened, then the foot pulls back like this. See? It pulls the sacrum. And at the same time, nothing good happens with our lumbar department. It constantly traumatizes these intervertebral movements and intervertebral discs. Everyone hates them already. More than a year. Damn, they're to mess around. So, friends, the gluteus muscle requires our attention, requires volume so that we provide volume with exercises to pump it up so that we could move with powerful glutes. We sat on the stools with pleasure and did not experience any pain. So, dear friends, we all know standard exercises for gluteus muscles, but there are certain nuances that give you the greatest effect. And also today, we will learn with you how to use your gluteus muscles when walking. Because surely you know such people who have never done exercises for glutes in their life. You always have such a friend. Here's a woman who has never trained her gluteus muscles in her life. She has glutes like 3 people combined, gathered right here. Not always as she is, because she uses her gluteal muscles in her stride.
And now we're going to reveal her secret and show you how to use your gluteal muscles just as effectively as she does.
So they go chick, 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 working with each step you take, like fresh, warm buns just out of the oven. So, friends, let's start with simpler exercises. That is, for those whose glutes have long forgotten what it's like to be under tension, there hasn't been blood in them for a long time, and they are practically wasted. But now we will bring them back to life with you. So, bringing the glutes back to life, part 1, exercise number 1, is performed lying down. So, friends, for this exercise, I use such a roller. I lie on my back. I put this roller between my knees and hold it in such a way that it doesn't fall out of this position. I start to lift my pelvis up. You can even put your hands on your buttocks and feel how they are straining. They haven't been strained for a long time because all the time when we sit on them, we squeeze blood out of them. Nutrients leave our gluteal muscle. It is in such a relaxed state. And finally, we give it the load it has long dreamed of. The gluteal muscle is happy. If you do it in silence, listen, you will hear its laughter, how one buttock starts to laugh merrily with the other. Here they are. Because they start to clap, like in a ladle, one against the other from the joy of your berry. Here, dear friends, what does this roller give? Not plus 10 to the berry muscles. It removes the medium gluteal muscle from the movement, only transferring the load to the large one. And now we have this roller. It's universal, as you can see. It can rotate. It has such an option too, and we squeeze it between our knees like this. But don't put your feet wider than your knees. This applies to women. Men won't stand like that. Make sure your feet are not outside your knee. The knee should be slightly outside. And in this way, you start pumping your gluteal muscles. Finally, your buttocks feel that blood is coming there. What happens is the restoration of gluteal muscles. Gluteal muscles are happy. They rejoice thanks to you. And so 3 approaches of 10 times are completed. You can touch, don't burn yourself, because they are warm now. You have blood poured. This is the activation of the gluteal muscles. We had it after a long stagnation as a trap. They hung, right? Like empty packets from a magnet. And now they are full, like hard basketballs. But this is not enough for us. Now we need to learn how to use the pedometer because we do exercises. But in a day, we make several thousand steps. Who there makes 3,000 steps if from the toilet to there and back? Someone makes 10, and someone even 15. Those who have nothing to do make 15,000 steps every day. So, friends, now the most interesting thing begins because here is a difficult coordination work so that our gluteal muscles, where you think the gluteal muscles should work, many will say and will be wrong that here on the side of the back leg, but no, the buttock should work on this, on the supporting leg, and this should happen at the moment when I stand on the leg. Here is my buttock. It is holding me now. Does not let me fall to the floor and break my spine, and thus deprive you of knowledge. These friends. Let's go! Now I will show an exercise how to learn to use the gluteal muscle during a step so that standing on one leg, your buttock worked. For this, we need a door with you. Let's go through the door. Go, go, go. And so, friends, the door will come in handy now in this exercise. Look at what you will be doing. With one hand, the right one, you hold the door like this. Your left foot goes here and here. With one hand, from one side, you have a door. From the other, you lean on your knee. Shin, foot, well. with this whole part of the leg. Here is the door. Here is your starting position. The door, after all, it moves a little to the right, to the left, thereby complicating our task. Now in this position, just for starters, you stand, that is, with your hand, you slightly press on the door. With your foot, you press on the door. And in this position, if you touch your buttock with your supporting leg at this moment, it will be under tension. So, our first exercise is just to learn to stand in this position, maintain balance from one side to the other. Further, friends, the second stage we complicate, you stand and your supporting leg begins to stand on tiptoe. We put it back, stood up, put it, tore off the heel, and back, and so we do. 10 repetitions will be enough somewhere approach. 3 from one side and from the other side. This is so that you... Oh, it's flickering. It's hard. The exercise works, so we do this to engage our gluteus maximus along with the gluteus medius in motion. If it's hard to do the same exercise, you can do it against the door frame. But see, it will be more static than the door. So you put your foot, put your hand, the same thing. You lifted, lowered, lifted, lowered. That is, we imitate this step motion with you and make our gluteus medius engage in motion. Work. See how it becomes easier to walk later. Like in youth. Well, friends, did you feel the berry muscles? Did you feel their strength, confidence? Thank them a little for their work because they give you the ability to sit, walk, lean. They are very important. So, friends, I remind you again. Now, all the exercises that are on this site, there is free access for 2 days by the link in the description. You can go there for 2 days, watch everything for free if you want, and all the rest until the new broadcasts. We do sports, help parents, take care of our berries until the new broadcasts. Dear friends, we write likes, put a couple of comments. Good luck.